Coming up on Fulton Today, addressing crime and safety in our communities. We'll hear what stakeholders and parents have to say about saving our children. And the fire department has some important safety tips for seniors and those living with disabilities. Fulton Today is next.
From the Government Center in downtown Atlanta, you're watching Fulton Today with Shania Chavis.
Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. I'm Shania Chavis. County leaders hear firsthand the major issues that parents say are plaguing their North Fulton communities. Issues like heroin addiction and sexual assaults involving children. FGTV's Priscilla Ortega has our story now from the latest Crime and Safety Summit.
Shania, Chairman John Eves brought together professionals from the justice and law enforcement agencies, as well as civic, school, and healthcare experts. This was his fourth Crime and Safety Summit, but this one focused solely on the issues facing children in the North Fulton community.
I just want to just briefly tell my story and my pain.
It was pleas for help like this one that filled the air at the Riverwood International Charter School in Sandy Springs. They were parents of children from all over North Fulton who are personally dealing with the problem of drug addiction.
My second one is afflicted with addiction. His addiction is heroin at this point.
It was a mother from North Fulton, Kate Basha, who came to Chairman John Eves months ago looking for help with the escalating drug and safety problem in North Fulton. She too had experienced the issue firsthand with her son and is now an advocate to help other parents facing the same kind of pain.
My son Daniel's currently incarcerated in Central State Prison. He's 23 years old. He was a heroin addict prior to his incarceration, and his story, it's not just about the addiction. He also got caught up in a criminal justice system that we were very ill prepared for. So he's the fallout of what our country's facing right now.
Fulton County District Attorney explained to the audience that more and more of the sexual assault cases in his office involving young people stem from drugs. Paul Howard and the Chief Judge told the audience about the accountability court programs in Superior Court.
We've got drug courts in the court system that we've worked really hard to establish, but we're facing a budget cut.
The program is designed with clinicians and experts that work in the area of substance abuse to work with the individuals and make them accountable, help them work through some barriers, get the treatment that they need, because we ultimately are trying to keep them from repeating their offenses.
Representatives from Fulton County Schools and the Georgia Council on Substance Abuse say more support services are needed for parents dealing with family substance abuse issues, a sentiment understood by Chairman John Eves.
Today, my friends, we're focusing in on what I think is the most precious individuals within our society, and that's our children. And we should not be naive about what they're exposed to.
Shania, the audience repeatedly thanked the panelists and the chairman for the information and for the opportunity for them to express their views. County leaders promised those in attendance that the conversation would continue about the issues that were discussed at the Crime and Safety Summit. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Priscilla Ortega.
Thank you very much, Priscilla. Meanwhile, the Fulton County Fire Department has some very important information for seniors and for those living with disabilities. Have a fire safety and escape plan. Now, according to FEMA statistics, adults 65 and older are twice as likely to suffer casualties in a fire. Here now to talk to us a little bit about this is Deputy Chief Wesley Stubbs. Sir, welcome back to Fulton Today.
Thank you for having me, Shania.
Well, we've seen recently in the metro area what happens when people do not have a fire safety escape plan. Let's talk about the importance of having such a plan.
It is very important for the citizens to have a safety plan and an escape plan. Thousands of people are killed each year in fires and structure fires, and the majority of them die from smoke inhalation, not burns. So it's very important that when you hear that alarm go off that you have a way to get out of the house.
And what about that type of plan for the elderly or those living with disabilities?
It's very important for the elderly to have a plan because they have some kind of affliction that is hindering them from moving. So they need to make sure that they definitely have at least 2 ways out of the house and someone to assist them. Also, it's very important for them to have a cell phone or a cordless phone if they don't have anyone around. That way, if they can't get out, they can dial 911 and pass on information through the emergency center to the firefighters on scene as to their location and where we can find them to assist them in getting out of this house.
And finally, sir, you know we can't let you leave without you talking about the importance of checking that alarm system.
Smoke alarms are very important. These are the early warning devices that give us the warning that something's going on. When the smoke alarm goes off, that's your time to move. Move immediately, get out of the house, and don't go back in. We suggest that you test your smoke alarm at least once a month by pressing that test button, and then twice a year, usually when you change your clock forward or backward for spring and fall, that's when we suggest you put in fresh batteries.
Deputy Chief Wesley Stubbs, always great information. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you again for having me.
Now, the fire department can help seniors and adults with disabilities with an escape plan and other safety information. Just give them a call at 404-612-5700. So are you one of those looking for a job right now? Well, you may want to stop by the Fulton County Government Center next week. Superior Court is hosting its 2nd annual Career Gathering Job Fair on September 10th. Last year, the fair featured a boot camp and a clothing drive. This year, the fair is in partnership with the Georgia Department of Labor. Participants will get a chance to talk to employers, ask questions, and submit applications. Representatives from Atlanta Technical College, Shorter College, and Argosy University will be on hand for those who want to learn new skills. With the Metro Atlanta unemployment rate hovering at 8%, we asked Superior Court vocational specialist Cynthia Stargell what job seekers can expect.
Come with your A game. We're absolutely excited that this year some of our Superior Court of Fulton County judges are going to be joining us at the beginning of our job fair to welcome all of the residents that are coming. We're so excited that we're going to have people here to help you and assist you. We've got copiers on site if you need some copies and things made here. But we're really excited that we're going to be a community service to the Fulton County residents.
The job fair will run from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Fulton County Government Center downtown. Organizers recommend all applicants dressed professionally and be positive. Speaking of jobs, Workforce Development helps the largest cable provider in the state find new employees. Recruiters from Comcast set up shop at the Adamsville Workforce Development office.
We go out into the community and create partnerships with different employers. We are asking them about their hiring needs. We do some pre-screening for any positions that need to be filled. We open up our centers to the employers and allow them to come in to speak with our candidates for possible hiring opportunities. We also work with employers for several of the in-house programs that we have to help them recruit in-house, such as on-the-job training and things like that that we offer through the Office of Workforce Development for employers.
The company was looking for sales representatives.
We come out here because these are the people that actually need to work. So it's easy to target the people that actually want to work and need to work, and we'll get a good outcome from that.
The Office of Workforce Development has helped facilitate similar recruitment services for a number of major employers like Walmart and MARTA. Comcast is one of the cable providers that holds a franchise agreement with Fulton County government. If you have a little spare time on your hands and you're looking for an opportunity to volunteer, well, listen up. Now that schools are back in session, the county's Kinship Care program is looking for volunteer tutors to help students with math, science, and reading. Homework sessions are held every Wednesday at the East Point Library from 3:30 to 6 p.m.
The tutors must be able to pass a free Fulton County criminal background check. They must be able to submit an application, and they must show some type of commitment, preferably from an hour to 3 hours each week. And that is to provide some type of consistency in the program.
Tutors will be able to use library resources such as computers and books. The Kinship Care program is designed to help students being raised by relatives. If you'd like to get more information on the program, you can contact Velma Hooker or Denise Williams. Their number is right there on the screen. And still to come, welcoming civil rights leaders to the Metro. It's a part of our district by district coverage next.
You're watching Fulton Today.
Seniors learn how not to become victims of scams, and county public safety agencies prepare for the big music festival. Here's this week's district by district coverage. We begin in District 1 with Chairman John Eves as he extends greetings to one of the first ever minority empowerment organizations. The District 1 at-large commissioner addressed the Georgia State Conference of the NAACP. The group convened its Moral Monday Georgia event recently at Mount Ephraim Baptist Church. The theme for the community gathering was moving Georgia forward, no one steps backwards.
My message today to the NAACP is that this time-honored organization that's been around since the early 1900s is still viable today. We certainly embrace, champion, and recognize the importance of diversity.
The Moral Georgia movement has visited over 16 towns and cities in the state. To get more information, visit NAACPGA.org. District 4 seniors get some free legal advice about how not to become victims of scams. Attorneys from the Brannon Law Firm conducted a workshop for members of the Benson Senior Facility. The attorneys covered several topics, including mail, telephone, email, and computer scams.
In general, I think seniors, like all of us, have to be very careful about what information they give to others. My policy on phone calls is if it's calling to ask me for sensitive information or ask me for money, if I don't know them, I will usually hang up. If it's someone who's soliciting by mail, I'm not going to respond unless I know it's reputable.
This was very good information to, as a senior, to protect yourself in your daily financial life and know what you have to be aware of and take the necessary steps to protect yourself.
Public safety officials say that seniors are often the most targeted group for criminals to prey on with various scams. They urge family members to speak to older adults about the commonly used scams before their loved ones become victims. In District 5, members of the Harriet G. Darnell Senior Multipurpose Center Handbell Choir show off their talent. The ensemble hosted a concert for other members of the facility. The group played a number of selections, including hymns and songs from the civil rights movement.
I have seen how they have improved not just memory-wise even before I bring them in, but cognitive things that they have done.
When I was walking in the civil rights movement, and when I was going to my church singing those old hymns, you know, it just make me feel good and alive.
Well, I enjoyed the fellowship, the togetherness, and I think we all enjoyed it together.
The Handbell Choir is just one of the many activities that seniors can participate in. Visit the county's website to see the full array of senior services. And finally, in District 7, public safety agencies prepare for the second annual Tomorrow World Festival to be held again in South Fulton. Over 100,000 people descended on Buckhart Farms for the International Music Festival. People from all across the globe called Fulton County home for the multicultural event. Fulton Police, Fire, and Emergency Management officials will all be working the festival again.
The biggest thing that will be happening different on site is the placement of the, like I say, the field hospital. This year it will be closer to the event itself, and we will be working with the vendor to make sure that there's more EMS staff on site this year.
Tomorrow World 2014 returns September 26th, 27th, and 28th. To get more information, visit tomorrowworld.com. And when we come back, raising awareness about HIV and AIDS. Stay with us.
You're watching Fulton Today.
Welcome back, everybody. Did you know that suicide is one of the leading causes of death for both adults and teens? Well, next week, September 10th, is National Suicide Prevention Day, and we wanted to bring on Jennifer Bartle, who is the Behavioral Health Program Manager, to talk about some of the warning signs and county services. Jennifer, welcome back to Fulton Today.
Thank you for having me.
So I mentioned a little bit of how common suicide is. Give us more details.
Yes, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the United States. In 2010, over 39,000 people committed suicide and nearly 1 million attempted. Suicide is the third leading cause of death for teens age 14 to 24.
And now let's talk about those warning signs.
Some warning signs that someone might be considering ending their life are someone who talks about suicide a lot or thinks about ending their life, has constant thoughts of death, sadness, extreme depression, loss of interest in life, or loss of interest in things that they used to enjoy. This is something that lasts a considerable amount of time, and it's something that they just can't seem to pull themselves out of. Comments like, "It would be better if I wasn't here," or "You all would be better off without me." Talking specifically about ending your life or specifically about suicide. And last, calling people to say goodbye, putting your affairs in order. For teens, this looks like cleaning their room, maybe giving away some of their favorite items.
And Jennifer, how can parents talk to their children and teens about suicide?
Well, the first thing that they should know to do is do talk about it. Don't be afraid to have the conversation. Make yourself familiar with talking about depression, talking about suicide, so that the words kind of come to you easier. It's a tough topic, and oftentimes people shy away from it. Take immediate action. If someone talks about ending their life, take them seriously. Remain calm. Ask them if they have a plan to hurt themselves, if they have access to a weapon. Reassure them that they won't always feel this way, and stay with them. Don't leave a young person alone who has made threats to harm themselves. Remove any weapons that they may have access to in the house. That includes prescription medication. And last, be sure to get help. Call 911, call your local behavioral health center, or call the Georgia Crisis and Access Line at 1-800-715-4225.
And now, can you switch gears a little bit and tell everybody about the county resources?
Fulton County Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities offers services for children and adults in Fulton County who may struggle with depression or thoughts or feelings of ending their life or of suicide. They can call our office between the hours of 8:30 and 5, Monday through Friday, at 404-613-3675. In addition, in the state of Georgia, anywhere in the state, people can call the Georgia Crisis and Access Line. That's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And that number is 1-800-715-4225. You can also call the National Suicide Hotline, and that phone number is 1-800-273-TALK.
Jennifer Bartle with the county's behavioral health team. Always great information. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
County leaders announced that they are making great progress in the fight against asthma. The Fulton Asthma Improvement and Reduction, or FAIR Coalition, is made up of county health leaders, local physicians, educators, and others concerned about the asthma rate. The coalition reports that 1 in 12 people in the county have asthma, including 25,000 children. The coalition recently started working with Grady Hospital. The hospital has young asthma patients who frequently visit the ER and Medicaid patients who have in-home asthma assessments.
So when both the parties started talking, we said, why don't we mutually benefit from this program? And we were able to perform the in-home assessments or conduct these in-home assessments to the clients of grade ER patients. And we were able to show reduction in more than 90% reduction in school absenteeism among these clients, and also reduction in ER visits for more than 90%. So that was a success story that we were proud of.
The coalition has several tips for people who suffer with asthma, including using a dehumidifier to keep your indoor humidity at or below 50%. Now, for more information, you can go to aaronlungs.org. New HIV awareness and testing campaigns are underway. The Fulton County High Impact HIV Prevention Program is hosting a number of events that include free testing. The kickoff event at University Barbershop, which is near the Atlanta University Center, coincided with the first week of classes.
This is what it's all about, getting into the community and where people gather at barbershops and hair salons, and we want to get the message about HIV prevention out into the community and just talk about HIV, reduce the stigma so that we can be an HIV-free generation.
For more information on HIV and AIDS testing, you can contact that number right there on your screen. And still to come, get those running shoes ready. A community run walk is just ahead. Stay with us.
You're watching Fulton Today.
Free tutoring and job assistance is now just one click away. The Central Library held an informational session on the Learning Express Library Resource Database. The library resource has SAT and GED prep, as well as resources to help with job skills.
It's a database comprised of databases that are free and free for the public, and also it gives you information on taking standardized testing. Tutoring.com, there's a tutor available 7 days a week from 12 to 7.
I've learned to further my education and free online GED practice stuff to get me further in life.
The library system is hosting a number of sessions on educational resources. For a complete list, go to afpls.org. And finally, Fulton residents prepare to put one foot in front of the other in the fight against diabetes and obesity. The Parks and Recreation Department is teaming up with Your Health America for the Get Fit Community Run Walk.
Our role here as Parks and Recreation is pretty much that of a support role. We're going to support this race in any way we can with personnel, equipment, supplies, grounds, whatever we need to do to make this race a success.
This race is about our future. It's about our youth. It's about parents. It's about us as a community coming together to take charge of our health.
You can participate in a 5K, 1 mile dash, or children can do a pre-K walk. Registration fees depend on the age of the participant. All proceeds go to Your Health America. The event will take place on September 20th at Welcome All Park. You can call the park at 404-612-4058 for more information. And before we go, our reminder that we'd like to hear from you about the stories and programs here on FGTV. Email us at fgtv.feedback@fultoncountyga.gov. You can also follow us on twitter.com/FGTV, find us on Facebook, and watch us on YouTube. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. I'm Shania Chavis. Thank you for joining us. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.